Welcome everyone back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Fruits Basket Season 1, Episode 14. What happened last time?
That's a good question. What did happen last time?
I don't remember. This is really awkward.
Please, someone leave it in the comments.
Leave in the comments what happened last time. Meanwhile, we're like on Season 3, Episode fucking 14 or something by the time this comes out on YouTube. Let's check. Oh yeah, it was
that
Ayame.
guy. It was that guy.
Ayame.
Yeah.
It was our favorite, and we talked a lot about gayness in anime and media and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was fun. Yeah, new favorite character, personally. He might be my favorite.
Really?
No, I feel like he's a little too shallow to be like a contender.
I feel like maybe like when you see some more of him, but I just feel like we've gotten so much from the main characters so far.
Yeah.
That like other people can't really compete.
Yeah. I really like him though, and I hope you really like this episode of Fruits Basket. And if you do, we hope you leave a like and subscribe and check out Patreon to get a month ahead on these reactions. Mm-hmm. And we hope that you enjoy your stay most of all. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. Oh, Momiji episode.
Mm-mm.
It always freaks me out. No memories that are okay to forget. Really against the memory erasure, probably. His green pupils really freak me out every time. Feels guilty. Oh shit. Is this new OP?
Ooh, an umbrella!
Oh my god, I'm freaking out. I love it. I was expecting some early 2000s R&B, but now we get a real anime OP. Another umbrella?
I know.
Voiced by Gojo?
Old... Yeah. Yes.
Shit. Oh my god, I'm freaking out right now, you guys. This is crazy. There's a theme here. Ah!
No one watching this has any idea what we're talking about.
I'm losing my mind. I feel I'm not paying attention as much as I should to this OP. I'm so distracted. Whoa, the maid.
Oh. I love how their umbrellas are all so on theme for them, you know?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, I love this.
Oh, they're all just like jumping into the air. She's flying. She's going so fast.
That was so good.
That was really nice.
That was so good. I wasn't expecting a new OP because there's 3 seasons and.
Mm-hmm. Just her friends once again are just whoa.
Huh?
New mom lore that is just like out of control.
Well, her dad was all mysterious and like also wore a trench coat in the one time we saw him in a flashback.
Oh yeah, no running. Mm-hmm. We met a parent, but not the child.
We met a parent?
Yeah, the monkey's parent.
Oh, right.
Why would you say something like that?
What the fuck? She's talking about memory erasure? Is that
I
foreshadowing?
think it's just that
That's
she's
definitely
the kind of
foreshadowing.
person who would rather that because it would be easier. Oh, just here helping her work. Her boss comes in. Why do you have a German child working for you?
I think her boss is Momiji's parent.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
But maybe not. I don't know.
That sounds familiar.
You're right. You said that in one of the previous episodes. She's very pretty.
I like how he just has that in his pocket.
This is set before smartphones, so people carry around pictures like some fucking cavemen. Momo.
He just really loves his family and his little sister.
I bet Momoji's mom's dead. That's why he has a picture of her and of the thing about.
What?
Okay,
She
never mind.
She just said she doesn't know about him. Oh, because she's not.
She's not on the inside.
Yeah, so she doesn't
they
know
can't,
about it.
They can't touch then. He can't hug his mom. He's never been able to hug his mom if she doesn't know, or she has to keep getting her memory erased.
Oh, what?
Stepmom?
Oh, no, she got her memories erased so that she wouldn't know about it.
So she doesn't even know that that's her son?
That's messed up.
Holy shit. They had to erase her memory so that she wouldn't be close to him. Fuck.
That's... Interesting.
Jesus. I never even thought of this. Oh. She tried to kill herself?
Jesus.
She's got her wrists wrapped up. She's like a... Oh my god. Who was that? That's your dad.
Why is this show so sad? Such a cute little bunny.
Little does she know, she's already had her memories wiped. That's that's kind of like, I guess would it be irony? It's kind of the thing about all that. She's like, oh, I want to accept my memories too, and meanwhile she's already had her memories wiped. That was fucking crazy.
That was really sad.
Wait, what did she just say?
She's just saying that it's a nice day and that everyone's coming to visit. They're so ripped out for this.
Just she is. She's wearing. She's dressed like she's at a fucking Tomon over here. Tokyo Revengers. Yeah. That wasn't just a joke. She was actually part of a biker gang.
Damn.
When she was still active. Bitch was in a Hell's Angels. Got a goth and a gangster just strutting through the fucking graveyard. It's pretty clean, yeah. Kyou's been here every day. Dad. Estranged from her parents. He's dead? Her dad's dead? Wait.
Damn.
Really?
I think. Oh.
I feel like that's a little nugget for later. Oh. This is such a good episode. Is this where we find out? They're teasing it so hard. Your waves say you feel guilty.
I'm sorry. The wind was a paid actor with that head thing fly around.
I mean, if you needed more proof that she's legit psychic.
You're interrupting something.
I think it's a good thing to interrupt, honestly. And not over by the tree. I guess by her grave is better. I'm wearing a biker gang trench coat, bitch.
I want to learn more about this.
I bet she looked like she was straight out of... Ooh. Straight out of Akira. I hope they don't feel like they're being replaced.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
Why don't we cosplay them?
They have to heal themselves. They have to not be shitty. I kind of want her to get married at the end just so I can see them at the wedding.
They walk her down the aisle. See, he's all looking away. They're teasing that reveal so hard.
I have stuff to say about that, but I'll wait till after. It's still not over.
Cliffhanger? What are these papers? The hat.
His hat.
He remembered. Did he have his memories wiped?
Wow.
I love this shit
Look
so
at
much.
it.
I love the style. I like the earrings.
Look at the tiger.
They're like butterflies. The leaves. Why'd they go with the white bunny? On the mountain. Mm-hmm. Secluded. Powerful. And Kyou alone.
No, that's the dog.
Oh, that's Shigure. That episode. Holy.
I wonder if there was a break between
There must
like the
have been.
first 12 and then they come back with that absolute banger, crazy OP, crazy ED. The episode was just out of control. It was so
Two incredible stories.
and it was so sad but so good at the same time. I was crying like almost the entire time.
Shit was
I
good.
don't-
Shit was very nice.
I'm glad we watched, like, we didn't just, like, go from one till this one. It's so good to just come into this fresh.
I don't even know what to say. This was so packed. Therefore, like, okay, two things. Yuki reminiscing about their, so there was a lot, the whole episode was about memories and memory and feeding into the whole memory erasure thing. And it's been hinted a lot that Tooru obviously had her memory erased. That's been hinted since episode 1, and it hinted in the way that they talk to her when she's not around, and like, you know, just a million different ways. And then what's been less obvious but still hinted at is the whole hat thing. So it looked like Yuki was putting a hat on her head, and now for some reason he has the hat in his room.
Was that in Toru's room?
Maybe
I
it
don't
was.
know why you think he has it. I'm pretty sure Toru just has it in her room. I think maybe he's the one who brought it to her, because, like, they brought all of her shit to her.
Yeah, so I forget why I associate. Anyway, I think you're right. I think I misremembered something. I think I associate it because it was in the empty, maybe it's just because it was in the empty room, and when he broke in, it was in there, and he left last or something. I forget. I can't remember. Anyway, so whatever. When he was reminiscing, he was thinking about when he was in class, and he said, like, I was only vaguely aware of this person called Toru Honda. So what that could mean is just that he knew her when they were kids, and then only vaguely knew her because it vaguely knew her, but he says vaguely aware of her. And then the way he acts, like, surprised, it could just be, so there's two ways. It's like they were friends when they were kids, and then all this shit happened, he's been watching her, but the way that he was sort of talking about the whole thing, he was talking about it not like, oh, this girl that, like, I was friends with when we were kids, the way that he's discussing, like, seeing her run out of the room, her friends, you know, this girl had this happen. She got called out.
Yeah.
She's talking like it could be that he got his memories erased as well.
Yeah, I can't,
possibly.
I can't tell if it's
and with the way that he remembered this whole flashback thing with the hat, when she was like running towards, it was like he was like, "Huh, hat," and then it took him a second to remember, and then he had the whole flashback of her running towards her mom with the hat. So maybe it's just, oh yeah, right, but.
Well,
you know what I mean?
My interpretation is that he pre Tooru at school like didn't seem to really get involved with anyone. Anytime any girls would like, you know, try to make a move on him, he would reject them. It didn't seem like he really had many friends. He was just kind of there. So of course, Tooru just being one of his classmates, he's just like he knows of her but doesn't really know her and doesn't really care to. But what I think is that it's maybe less that they were like super close friends. And like he would have known and he would still remember who she was. I think it was more like here they were really little, probably not, they're not in school uniform, so I don't think they were in school yet. And what seems to me is like they were just playing like outside. So he's now putting together that she was the girl that he remembers when he was a kid, but he's never seen a picture of her when she was a little kid. So he couldn't put it two and two together that she was the same person, you know?
We might need to go back and watch episode 1 when she's asleep and he's talking to Shigure, because that's when they go from calling her Honda-san to Toru-kun, or Toru, like they say her name and talk about her like they know her, and maybe that's just Shigure, but speaking like with the whole thing that maybe his memories got erased, but it's been my theory or my sort of speculation that he knew that she got her memories erased, but maybe that this changes that, or I don't know. But the fact Kyou saying "I'm sorry" at the end is like, I mean, they foreshadowed and you know seeded that as much as they could this episode. We kind of spoiled ourselves because we looked so deeply into that flashback scene of her getting run over by the car. He clearly is regretful, guilty. He says sorry to her at the end. When they're praying at her grave, he walks away. And then when he walks back and they're saying their final prayers, he is the only one not closing his eyes, looking away. Mm-hmm. I thought that maybe Yuki knew because of the way when they were leaving the house, he's like, yeah, I'm going too. And then Yuki's like looking kind of concerned. Mm-hmm. Right? So I thought that maybe he knew, but maybe he doesn't. Or maybe he doesn't, he's just not saying it. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm trying, my brain's not working right. I'm trying hard to remember what the final conclusion was of, like, when we were looking at those flashbacks.
Which ones?
Like you were just saying, how like with everything with Kyou,
Kyou, there was that thing where he was yelling at Shigure because he was all pissed off and he was clearly working some shit out internally. I forget what triggered that. I can't remember, but then we see as Shigure says like, "Oh, do you feel well?" Whatever he says something like cuts to his core, and then he goes like, and then flashes back, and then we see like a flash of someone of a bag flying, a shoulder bag flying, and then in the reflection of Kyo's eye, we see a car. Yes. So, and there's blood everywhere. So he was there when she got hit by a car. Mm-hmm. She probably pushed it. Maybe it has something to do with her being a biker. Maybe she was there and like she like scooped him out of the way or something, and then she got run over.
Or he was just there and she just like pushed
yeah,
him.
Something like that. Either way, it's undeniable with the stuff that's happening here, but we already kind of thought that anyway. What else was it? Oh, and then we went back. We spent like a million years trying to find out if she had a bag when she was leaving the day that she died. And we ended up finding, I cut out so much of that even in the uncut because it was literally like half an hour straight of us going through episode to episode, scrolling through the whole episode.
The bag was the new umbrella.
So they showed that shot of her leaving twice. They showed her clear, like what we saw was her leaving in the light, and you could kind of see a bag over her shoulder.
But you couldn't tell what kind of bag.
But before that, we just skipped over the shot that was like, it cut to a shot of her, then cut to Toru or like more shit, and then cut to her like a shot of her leaving.
And it was like this exact.
We missed the one shot where it was clearly the bag that was in that that thing. So, yeah, she, you know, case closed. All this stuff with the biker gang shit. That's crazy. She's clearly a rebel. That's why I guess she stopped. Like, you had the idea that she like ran away from home because she didn't want to go to school, and it was like, oh, I want to be independent. So I think we thought maybe she got like pregnant at a young age or something, or just wanted to leave and work for herself. No, she left and became a biker, and was just a badass. Crimson butterfly.
Yeah, I also just love how she gives this coat to her daughter's friend, and is like, she's just so badass. And actually this is really interesting too, because remember, I don't know, I was talking to you about how, whatever, like someone like
what?
Sorry, I'm trying to think. Like
what? Like what?
Like the girl version of a character like Okuyasu, like a delinquent.
Oh, yeah.
I had recently seen like a TikTok video talking about the archetype of like the girl version of that. And
oh my god, look at his face.
Yeah.
When he's looking at that, I didn't even notice. He's like, oh fuck, he's seeing a ghost in more ways than one. Sorry. Yeah, how the delinquent, whatever the word for that is.
I can't remember. But yeah, how there was like the gangs of like the girls, and they wore like really long skirts, and like, you know, there was all kinds of stuff about it. And then how immediately I was like, I thought of her as a character. So then it's funny now that she like has an actual like gang coat and was like looking up to the mom who was in a gang. And I just, again, I love how the friends are like so involved, and we're like so close to her mom, and didn't get like weirded out by it, and just like, I don't know, like they'll like recall memories of her like in the school and stuff, and like they'll be the one to bring it up. They're not just there for her when she says something about her mom, and like, oh yeah, your mom, that they are like bringing her up and like keeping her memory alive, and like
it's not a taboo.
Sharing their own memories. They're not afraid to do that, and I feel like that's really good. That's really good, and like again just shows how close they are and how much they really care about her and like understand her and stuff.
It's really refreshing just to have a main character who just has good friends.
I know, and like
when you think like it's not common. Like,
and I think what I also really like,
and then they're girls and they're good friends, and they're not competitive at all. They're just like, they want the best for each other, and it's just good and wholesome and fun.
And I think what I really like about it as well is that, in a lot of shows, I feel like the characters don't really have good friends. Like, just in general, I feel like very little do we see any type of like friendship that is on this level of just like pure and wholesome, but not just flat. You know, it's so nice, and like every time I see them, it never gets old, and I never stop being surprised. And I think it's because it's just, they're so well written that they don't just feel like, oh, here's her like silly side character, her dumb friend and her like scary friend. Oh, they're coming around and being dumb and scary for a joke, and then they're leaving. You know, they're just so normal, and there's like the waves thing, and there's like the whole like badass thing, but they seem like people that are like well-rounded and, you know, good, care about her and care about her relationships. And what I also like is that it doesn't give her a reason to just, like she's not the type of character that's like, oh, I have no friends. Oh, I need to get a boyfriend, or I need to like get the romantic attention of these men that I'm living with or just around, because I have no friends and no support system and no one there for me, that the only people that I can talk to are these like new people that like came in as a love interest in the story, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
it's not like there's only one lifeline. And the fact also, it's just a big deal also, just for a separate from the episode, that Toru is just likable because she's not looking for a relationship. She's not constantly like head over heels in love with anybody, you know? So it feels less superficial, you know?
Yeah, and I don't know, I really, just everything about, like, their three, and the thing is like, I really believe that they're friends as well. Like, it's just a very believable, normal relationship, like, nothing, and they're not, like, over the top as well in their caring for her. It's not like
They kind of are.
they are, but in a way that is believable, given the circumstances of her having no family,
Yeah.
and them being like her family and being friends with her for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just always so wholesome.
It's great. It's great. And then there's Momiji.
That was so sad.
Holy
That had no reason
shit.
being that sad. And I like that as well, the comparison of him and Toru as, like, the same kind of person.
Yeah.
Who, because, like, we
Have
meet
trauma.
him and he's just super, like, upbeat and lively, but is, like, really dealing with a lot of shit just on a daily basis, but is trying to make the best of it. And then that in comparison to Kyou and Yuki, and how they get talked about with, like, their waves at the end, and how it's just like they are just, like, not dealing with it as well. And it seems like everyone from this clan just has severe mental illness of some variety. They're all just completely fucked up, which then goes back around to the whole, like, akito thing, and how the way that they all kind of, like, live their life is just
Poisonous.
is just bad and outdated and not, like, a healthy environment.
That's true, but I mean, it wasn't Akito's fault that his mom was fucking psychotic. I mean, like, nobody expects that to happen, but if I feel like, honestly, if I had, and, you know, postpartum is a real thing, right? So, and I think that that's actually a legit thing that could have been considered in the writing, because it's written by a female author. So maybe that's actually considered, is that, like, you know, when you have a kid, your brain goes a little bit insane.
Yeah.
Because you need to be hyper vigilant.
Feel this way about their kids, and they're just normal kids.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, this kid literally turned into a rabbit, so that's just...
Right. If I had if I had a kid and they, like, magically turned into a rabbit, I would be freaked the fuck out, but I wouldn't say my whole life would be better if I didn't give birth to that creature. And I'm not a woman, but, like, still. So that's why I think, like, maybe that there's, like, a postpartum angle, or, like, you know, actual awareness of mental illness, you know, going on there. And it's not, that's why Momiji is forgiving. And in a way understanding. Obviously it's not optimal, but it's still, like, it's not like she's not treated as evil bitch. But I can't help but be a little bit resentful, obviously. But I think that's fair.
Yeah. Well, it is, like, it's like Momiji is like, I wish that she tried for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if she wasn't capable of it and was gonna kill herself,
she tried multiple times to kill herself,
then it's like, well, at that point, you know, it's horrible and it's sad, but no one wins either way, you know. And if she doesn't forget, I mean, and if she forgets, then she's not doing anything on purpose, and she wasn't doing anything on purpose in the first place either. Yeah. It's just sad.
It's just tragic, and in a way, again, it's like, I think shows don't take advantage of, like, the mundane enough. I feel like with something like that, like, it's literally not mundane because there's magic involved. But, like, you know, being disgusted by like someone going through suicidal shit because they had, like, a bad pregnancy, you know, like, take away the magic stuff. That's like not a normal, but it's like a relatively realistic thing that happens in the world, and it's tragic in a way that could be relatable or is, you know, real. And I feel like shows go the over dramatic route, and this show's not an exception to that, honestly. But it's because it is really dramatic. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's not it's just poignant. You know, that idea, and it also works well with the magic of the world, because, like, I didn't even consider, like, oh, well, then what the fuck with the inside outside stuff. I literally didn't even think about that. I guess that they normal, like if they married someone from the outside of the somas, like a soma clan member from the outside, they would I think they'd probably tell them or let them in on it because they're part of the community. But
also you have no reason to tell them unless your kid turns out that way as well.
Right, yeah.
So I think it's kind of just like you just wait and see, and then if shit happens, then they just have to adjust.
Which is kind of irresponsible.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like that. If someone can't prepare for something, then of course it's gonna be a huge shock.
Yeah.
And like maybe
first time you hold your first child. Psh, what the fuck? Yeah, it's understandable.
It's you know, and in that like dramatic first moments after she's just gone through like. Who knows how long her labor was? Who knows how horrible and painful? And
it's like, also shocking that your partner lied because like she didn't know. Your partner lied to you about their wait. The partner probably wasn't a zodiac person either, but was from the inside probably knew about it.
I don't know if it's like only the people that live on the. Maybe I'm just confused.
There's the people in the inner circle, which are like the zodiac people and their families. And it's like 300, I forget what they gave a number. It's like a small community. And then there's like double that of people who are like in the surrounding. They're a compound. Yeah. It's like kind of
outside.
It's kind of if it happened in the States, it would be a cult. This is like Mormon fucking craziness.
Yeah.
Not all Mormons are crazy. I'm just saying. Like those documentaries that you watch on Netflix all the time about these breeding colonies. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. But, like, yeah, there's people on the inside which know, and it's a very, very select group of people. And then there's people on the outside.
And I guess the thing is since some of them can be born in the same year, and it's not like a once-a-year thing, so they have no way of knowing, like, I guess, I'm not really sure how it works, if it's like, because it says they're born 2 months premature, but then at that point, you'd think that someone would, like, clue in and be like, oh my god, this Soma baby is 2 months premature. We better give the parents some warning.
I mean, Hatori or, like, another person on the inside is probably the one giving, like, being the doctor, right?
Yeah. Well, I would think especially...
Unless Hatori is just a psychologist. Like, is he a psychiatrist?
Unless because it was 2 months early, they didn't know, and they just went to, like, a normal person hospital, and then had to go do damage control on all the doctors and nurses and shit.
Yeah.
We don't know all the specifics. I guess they could have been in Germany or some shit. Like, I don't know.
It's just like I imagine the father, like we're talking about this because I imagine Momiji's dad knew. Maybe he didn't.
I mean, he might not have.
But just the reason I'm saying this, that maybe he didn't. But say he did, she not only did her child just turn into a fucking baby bunny rabbit, these like the pink, hairless, disgusting little baby bunnies, in your hand, and not only that. But then you get explained what this all means, and that your husband was possibly lying to you about the nature of his family and everything, and all this shit, and then you learn that like there's this guy, the doctor, his like cousin that is a dragon, and his memory erasure powers. It's a lot. It's a lot. And that is your kid's like death. They're like wrapped up in all this shit, and like she's college educated. Like she probably isn't religious, you know. She's not. She probably is like, what the fuck? Like it's just a shock to your understanding of the world.
Well, that's the other thing as well, is like being
at a very
from
vulnerable
Germany. She wouldn't even like care or know about the zodiacs at all.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be on her radar like until she met.
So you're telling me Christians are all Western religions completely wrong. Everybody.
There are real life rabbits out here.
Yeah, everybody west of India, completely fucked. They're going to hell, if there is one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I feel like it's really... There's a lot to it, but it is also really simple at the same time, and I think that's what makes it effective. It's like... And I also like that they don't spend too much time on it, but it doesn't feel like it got passed by for the sake of everything else in this episode, and it didn't feel like...
Well, it didn't... Sorry.
It didn't feel like it took up too much time. Like, it felt like it just kind of, like, segued in because...
Yeah, because
it's all
it was
about
setting
his
up,
mom and like,
memories.
the type of mom that she was, and, like, and memories,
and
this
losing
and
your
that.
mom.
And how everything kind of... It's like he lost his mom in one way, she lost her mom in another way. She got to have her mom as, like, a really good mom for... 15, 16 years, and he never got to have his mom, but she's still alive, but he can't be close to her, so that it's like different.
And Tooru can relate because it's like, what Momiji was basically saying was like, would I rather have a terrible mom or no mom? And what he came down on was I would rather have a terrible, relationship with my mom. And I think Tooru can empathize with that because she has no mom. So, like, Momiji is like, I could have my memories erased and none of this would matter. Mm-hmm. But it matters. So I'm not going to have my memories erased. So, and then Tooru probably thinks the same thing. Like, yeah, if I could, if she could be back and, even if we didn't have a great relationship, like, I just, like, that's relatable.
Mm-hmm. It sets
it up really well. Hana is the black hair, and then Saki is the...
Yeah, and how Hana was saying that, like, she didn't think that she could deal with it, and she would, like... She obviously doesn't know that that's a possibility, but she would rather have her memories erased than have to remember both, like, the good and the bad times of a person. Mm-hmm.
This is my favorite episode, by so far, and the new OP and ED are great.
And I love, again, how... Like, and also... What I really like, and setting up with Kyou, knowing more about her mom dying, and Yuki having, like, the hat thing, and, like, the relationship with her in the past, is I feel like it like, adds a lot to both of them as, like, potential love interests of, like, they both kind of have a history with her in a different way, and she has no idea about either of them. But they know and are, like, learning more about it, and I feel like it's interesting, and one thing that I really like as well, and what they were kind of talking about at the end here about how like both of them, they can tell that both of them care about her, and they're like, oh well, just wait till they confess their love to her or whatever. But I think it's funny because I think that, like, Yuki is obviously so much more overt about his feelings, and he's, at the hot spring, he, like, gives her a nice present all romantically, and he does, like, grand he's the one to, like, say, I would like to come to your mom's grave with you to, like, meet her, essentially, and, he's always the one, like, trying to, like, he's showing how much he cares, but he's still, like, keeping a lot locked back at the same time. And then Kyou, like, feels really embarrassed and really out of place, and it's just not in his nature to do stuff like that, but he really wants to. Yeah. And it's interesting because it's because of Yuki that he, a lot of times, like, ends up doing the thing that he kind of wanted to do or felt like he should do anyway, but he's just not capable of taking the initiative and doing it himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This show's so good. Mm-hmm. Leave, like, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye.